for today's video, we're going to be talking about everything Dboss related. This is going to be a really long video, but I'm going to cover absolutely everything you need to know when it comes to Dboss. Now, before we jump into the video, please drop a like right now, which is the big thumbs up button down below. And please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Let me know in the comment section if this video helped you and what other videos you would like to see in the future. Now, let's jump into Dboss. Okay, so what is Dboss and how do we get there? The command is either warp Dboss and it'll take you straight to the arena, or you can do the command /Dboss, and it has a couple of options which we will cover in this video. But to actually get to the arena, it is this endstone one where it says Dragon Boss Arena. If you click that, it will then take you to the arena and it looks something like this. Now, the main objective for Dboss is to use a sword and kill the summoners as they are all walking around. Each time you kill one, they actually drop a summoner eye. And then essentially when you have a summoner eye, you place it in the center here. The more that you place down, as you can see here, it's 2 per 1. They then light up and then a dragon will spawn like so. And then the dragon spawns, and then the aim is to use a bow/sword to be able to do damage to the dragon and get rewards. Now, when it comes to the rewards for Dboss, it's mainly frags that you're going to get out of this. If you finish in the top 5 of the Dboss, that is where not only are you getting frags, you have the chance to get an armor piece. It is very slim, but you will possibly get an armor piece, as well as getting a boss pouch. Now, the boss pouches come in different tiers. They start at common, epic, legendary, and mythical. Obviously, the higher on the damage leaderboard, i.e. first place or second place, is where you're looking to get those legends and mythical pouches. The lower down pouches will give you things like smelt ones and illusion ones, possibly black market totems, and then the higher pouches like legendary and mythical will give you magic and fantasy keys, which obviously sell for a lot, or you can open them in the crate section and possibly pull GC. What the frags are used for are 2 main things: either Dboss armor or a enchanted frag. When you do the command /Dboss, under the dragon armor section here, you can see all of the different armor pieces that you can get. And this is actually all the different Dboss dragons that can spawn. So when you place your summoner eye in the center and a dragon spawns, it is any one of these. It is always random. There is no pattern to it. In terms of rarity, the explosive dragon is used for mining purposes. These are very common. Your colossal dragon is for farming. I would say these are a little bit more rarer, but we do see them quite a lot. You've got an experienced dragon, which is mainly for XP. It is actually good to kind of wear if you're fishing or mobbing sometimes, because both of those things do give out good XP. These are quite common as well. Not overly common, I would say, but fairly common. Your hasty dragon, which is used for MCMMO. Personally, it's only ever good for getting Herbalism 1000, and then this isn't a very good one at all. These are extremely common Dboss dragons that will spawn. Aquatic is used for fishing, probably a much rarer dragon. Your frags will probably sell upwards of 1.5 mil plus. Your defensive dragon, this one is used for your defensive sets. So that is actually for Dboss, for killing summoners and doing damage to the boss. These ones are, again, really good. Rare but common, if that makes sense. Again, these frags sell upwards of 1.5, 2 mil, possibly even 3 mil plus. Your ancient dragon, very rare in my opinion. We do not see a lot of these. Very good for farming, and it's also very good for mobbing because it has a buffer set when it comes to sky coins. And then you've got your champ dragon, which is the most rarest Dboss dragon that there is. Again, if these spawn, your frags are selling anywhere 5 mil, 10 mil, 15, 20 mil plus. And these ones are essentially giving you a buffer on sell. So it's like a sell boost that you get. Again, does not apply to fishing because you cannot get any additional fish boosts outside of the masteries for fishing. So your armor pieces can be any of the ones that are on screen. Your, like right now, for example, we have an aquatic dragon up. So when this one dies, you will only ever get aquatic frags because it's an aquatic dragon. You'll never have the chance to get a different frag. It's only whatever dragon has spawned. The armor piece chance from 1 to 5 position will only be an aquatic piece, but it can be any. So it can be a helmet, it can be a hat, and so on. And then the frags, if we go back to that window with the armor pieces, they can actually be used to craft the armor itself. So you can see in here the recipe to craft a helmet, and there's actually up to 5 levels per armor piece. So what you'll have to do is upgrade from level 1 to level 2, which is when you put your level 1 helmet and then you surround it with even more frags. And obviously the higher the level, the more frags it takes, but you have to be the level behind it. The aim is to get to the highest level possible. So you can imagine how many frags this actually uses. All of these are tradable, so you can trade them. You can go to auction house and sell them. You can have player shops sell them, or you can keep them. When you are in the Dboss arena, /trade does not work. You cannot trade in the arena. You will have to go back to spawn, and you cannot AFK in the arena. If you stand still for, I think it's about a minute to 2 minutes, the arena will kick you out and you will be sent back to spawn. If you die to the dragon while you're in Dboss, you don't lose your items. Everything will be staying on you. When you open your boss pouches and you're getting the rewards like the fantasies, the magic keys, any cell wands, illusion wands, etc., or your Dboss frags for that matter, or the armor pieces, everything that you get in Dboss will go to your overflow, so the command/OF, and everything will fall into here. So you'll get your frags in here. You'll also get your summoner eyes that are dropped from killing the summoners. Everything will go in your overflow, and then you can essentially click it and then it will drop into your inventory. Okay, so the first big topic for me before we really get into Dboss and how to get the best out of it is actually around masteries. On the command/masteries, there is a whole set of categories in here. Now, the biggest thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to want to unlock what we call the Dboss bow. The Dboss bow is a way where you can get what we call boss fortune. So you can see on my bow at the moment, I'm boss fortune 3. And essentially, the more damage that you do, it counts into your damage counter on screen. So I need to do 125k more damage to get up to boss fortune 4. As soon as you hit boss fortune 1, for the end of the dragon, when the dragon is finished, if you have your Dboss bow out, you will get 1 extra frag. And so obviously if you are boss fortune 5, you will get 5 additional frags. So right now we've just had an aquatic dragon finish. Let's say you did a load of damage and normally you get 10 frags once it's died. If you are boss fortune 5, you will get 5 extra frags. And this actually works in elements as well. The element boss, you just need to do a tiniest little bit of damage, hold your bow out, and then you will get extra ritual skulls from doing the elements boss. In Dboss, holding the bow out, you do need to do between sort of 500 to 800 damage for the boss fortune to actually work. So don't just kill it, hit it once and think that you're going to get extra frags. But anyway, back to the masteries section. In order to unlock the Dboss bow, you need to be tier 1 mastery in any of the 1 categories on the menu. So you need to be tier 1 in any mining mastery, any word, any farming, any mob, and any fish mastery, as well as the boss mastery itself. Once you're tier 1 in all of them, you can then craft the boss bow. So that is the first mastery that you're going to need to work towards. Now, the main mastery outside of that is actually your endstone mastery. When it comes to your endstone mastery, you're going to want to get tier 5 endstone, which increases your max frags by 5. Tier 7 endstone has a 10% increase on summoner eye drop, and then tier 8 endstone is a max frags of an additional 10. So really worth maxing this one out. I highly recommend getting some endstone minions and really getting to the highest endstone mastery where possible. Outside of that, you're also going to want to work on your dark oak mastery, because when you get to tier 6 for this, you can craft the power 6 enchant. For context, the only way to get a power 6 bow is through the monthly crate. So this is the equivalent of a monthly crate. It means that you're going to do more power, more damage when you are using that bow to kill the dragon. Really important one. So make sure that you get to that one as well. And then the final one to call out is just around the boss masteries themselves. The dragon boss, I don't think these are overly important in my opinion, unless you're going for a buffered set. But as we can see that, I nearly get kicked out because I haven't moved and it's kicking me out. But you can see here the buffer set and all the other ones that you may or may not want. So it's worth calling those ones out. Titan Mastery, I do recommend trying to get tier 1. Titan Mastery is for element bosses, but tier 1 means that you get double boss pouch drops. So when I said at the start, you can get common, epic, legendary, and mythical. If you have this one unlocked at level 1, for every 1 mythical pouch that you get once the boss dies, you will always get 2 if you have this one unlocked. So I think that is a really important one to call out. The second thing that you're going to want to work on when it comes to Dboss is your pets. So the command / pets. Now you're going to need to open a load of eggs to get a load of pets out of them, and you're really going to want to try and max your pets. Now when it comes to killing summoners to get the eye drops, you're going to want to have a cat pet because it increases speed, which means that it will just move around much faster and help you with that side of things. You're also going to want a max shulker, which has a 25% chance to instantly kill the summoner. And then you're also going to want to have a summoner pet maxed, which as you can see here, once you've maxed it, it has a 5% increase of dropping an additional eye on top. Now, if you have the additional pet pouch, so you can have 1 additional pet in your slots, in that instance, I would recommend including an Iron Golem pet, just for strength and resistance. Just helps you out a lot when you're killing summoners. But this one is optional. If you don't have that pet pouch, don't worry about that one. When it then comes to killing the actual dragon itself, you're going to want to definitely have an Iron Golem pet. You're also definitely going to want to have a skeleton pet. And again, you're probably going to want to keep your cat pet on, because when you're killing the dragon, sometimes it kind of like throws your character up in the air, or kind of throws you out of the arena a bit, and you kind of have to run back towards the dragon, so you always want the cat pet on for speed. However, as the dragon is about to die, I would say 800 to 500 damage. You're going to actually want to swap out and include what we call the Wither pet, which actually I haven't even maxed out yet because they are so rare. But the Wither pet, if this procs, again, right now I'm at 4% chance. So I think I've only ever had it proc like 3 times when doing Dboss. But when proc, it doubles everything that you drop. So let's say you finish in top 5 and you get 15 Dboss frags as your reward. And you were lucky enough to proc and get an armor piece. And let's just say that you got 15 frags as well as a set of boots. If you're with a pet procs, all of that doubles. So you will in total have 30 frags and 2 sets of boots. So the wither pet is really, really important. Now, I do recommend for that, again, if you have the additional pet pouch slot unlocked, then just include that wither pet by default when you're killing the Dboss dragon. Otherwise, I recommend having your pet presets saved, and then you can just flip between them and have a hotkey set or something like that, so that you can move between those preset saved pets. Okay, so next we're going to talk about enchants, the most important part, right? What enchants do I need, Amy? How is this going to make me the best debosser, and how am I going to get the most damage? So, when it comes to your sword, for killing the summoners, any enchant, any sword, I do recommend getting a monthly sword where possible. I don't even have a monthly sword on me. I just use a Slayer Blade because that's all I've got. The only enchant that is important is that Summoner enchant. Level 3 is the highest that you can get. You do unlock it through the boss masteries as a chance to then be able to pull it, so you can then start to open the advanced books and then see if you can pull it. I do recommend just checking auction house because they do sell quite cheap normally, so you should be able to get that from there. When it comes to the actual dragon and killing the dragon itself, the most important thing obviously is your bow. Now, like I said earlier, you're either going to want to have a boss bow, which is where you'll need tier 1 in all of those masteries, or a monthly bow. Now, the most important enchants on this is obviously your power 6. If you get a boss bow, you're going to want to increase it to power 6. On top of that, you're going to want to include Dragon Tracker 3 and Poison Shot 5. Poison Shot 5 is unlocked through your masteries for you to then be in the chance to pull it. I recommend looking on auction house because, again, they sell very, very cheap. However, if you do not have Poison Shot, do not put Dragon Tracker on your bow. You're only going to put Dragon Tracker on if you have Poison Shot. And Poison Shot is going to do so much damage for you. It is absolutely crazy. On top of that, you're also going to want to put Bounty 3 on your boss bow, which actually I haven't even put on my boss bow, but I should. But you are going to want to put Bounty 3. You're also going to want to put Dragon Hunter 5 on your bow. And then a couple of optional enchants is Fiery Barrage, which you can see that I have max level on mine. You also may want to put Preservation just to help repair your bow and take less damage to obviously go to water repair and fix it. You're also going to want to do Warlord. Now this enchant is actually from elements. It's from the fire element trade, and this one is extremely good because if you have that unlocked, I'm just going to see if I can pull it up just to show you guys how it works. But as you can see here, when you have level 3 of the enchant on your bow, every damage that you do, when you get to 500, you're going to get a random frag, any frag. So you could be killing an aquatic dragon and it drops you a champion frag, or it drops you a hasty frag, or it drops you a defensive frag. It is absolutely random, and every 500 damage. So if you're going to end up doing, I don't know, let's say 4k damage total, not only are you going to get your default frags at the end of it, so your 10 ancient frags because it was an ancient dragon, but on top of that, you're going to get 4 extra frags from this enchant if you have it at level 3, which is absolutely fantastic, and I highly recommend it. I only got mine to level 1 because I struggled to grind elements, but I do recommend considering it where possible. Now, when it comes to killing the dragon, when the dragon actually spawns, it always spawns high up in the air like so. You're going to want to aim for the head of the dragon like I am kind of doing here. But as you're killing it, you'll notice I'm just using my bow and nothing else. Now, when the dragon eventually will purge and drop into the middle, you may want to use a sword. Now, if you're going to use the sword, you do need to have a skill because you need to only hit the head with the sword. I'm hoping that the dragon kind of drops down soon so that I can show you exactly what I mean by that. But it's not looking like it's doing much damage, so it's going to take a while. A quick tip while we're doing this is you'll notice all the players are currently on screen. You might find that they get in your way and it's super annoying. I have a hotkey for hide players, which is /HP in game. But when it comes to this, you're going to want to hit the head only. So kind of like, I'm not very good at it, but you're meant to like swing between the two and hit the head and only the head, and I'm not very good at it, so I only stick to a bow. But if you want to learn that skill and be very good at it because it does get you extra damage, then what I recommend is having a monthly sword or having the legendary sword from Black Market. And on that particular item, you're going to want to add the enchant of Dragon Slayer 5 as well as Force 3 as well as, again, that Warlord enchant from Element Trade. Okay, guys, that was pretty much the video. I hope it made sense. I apologize if it was a little bit messy because there was so much information that I felt like I needed to share and tell you all. But I really hope that you found it useful. And hopefully you guys start to do a lot more damage. We see a load of dragons. Let me know if you do and what position you normally finish and how much damage you normally do in the comment section. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you haven't already. Don't forget to drop a comment, subscribe, and I will see you in another video very soon. But goodbye for now, and thank you for watching.